Parents tonight fired off questions about the prospect of a special education only facility in Fargo. They don't see how this facility could be properly staffed with trained professionals, how it would benefit their children, or how the district is going to pour $11 million into the project.
Tonight, Valley News Team's Katie Opperly sat down with the Fargo Schools superintendent to ask these questions head on.
Is it fiscally responsible for a district to dump in this many millions of dollars into something that we don't have enough information will actually work?
This is an emotional time for these parents of children who need specialized learning environments, and they ask question after question regarding a Level D facility.
We don't know how many people are going to be in it. There's real questions about being able to get the staff.
Fargo Superintendent Rupak Gandhi acknowledged the parents and their concerns, but left many questions unanswered, saying they will be addressed throughout the planning process.
There will be more information around staffing, like I talked to you about. We are having that meeting with community partners to see what does that look like and what does programming look like. And I think that would be a legitimate question in that discussion to have, but I don't think that we would put something forward if we didn't think we could staff it.
This multi-million-dollar building is expected to house students who need to spend more time out of the classroom to reach their academic goals.
What we're trying to do in this setting is really reduce the amount of stimuli that a student may have to encounter that might inhibit them from academic progress. And in order to do that, we're providing a unique setting.
Rupak says when it comes to staffing, the district is talking to people that have reached out and offered the kind of services needed.
Is there a concern for staffing for this facility?
You know, as of now, as we're still in the programming and developing phase, we've not had that concern at all.
Rupak said a major takeaway from what's proposed is there would be expanded services offered in the district. It would not take away from what's offered currently for students with special needs. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
To see a sketch of what this facility could end up looking like, head over to our website, valleynewslive.com.
An escaped inmate is back behind bars tonight. 34-year-old Ryan Petro was recaptured after escaping yesterday afternoon in Wadena. Petro was believed to be hiding in a cornfield near Ironwood Avenue Northwest. He was arrested just across the street in an abandoned parking lot just before 5 this afternoon. At that time, he was not wearing the jumpsuit from jail and was re-handcuffed. Petro took off while he was on his way to a court appearance. He was considered dangerous, so both the elementary and high schools were placed on soft lockdowns with an increased police presence in the area.
Minnesota farmers today pressured the governor to issue a disaster declaration, but he pushed back against that. Governor Tim Walz was in East Grand Forks for a roundtable discussion with farmers. A potato farmer says if this streak of cold lasts for the next few days, his harvest will be done for the year. Most farmers have harvested less than half of their crops, and they say a disaster declaration needs to be issued.
This runs much deeper than just economics. This is the culture, this is our communities, this is who we are. And I said, when you lose these farms, you lose a little bit of the piece of what makes our place where we live special. And so there's a unique pressure that gets put on this.
Governor Tim Walz told farmers he would explore getting a secretarial declaration, which would come from the USDA and help farmers with loans.
Minnesota's deer season is coming up fast, but there's still a debate on what to do with deer carcasses. The state placed special dumpsters where chronic wasting disease has been found in deer, so hunters could safely dispose of the potentially infected bones. But now Waste Management says it won't accept the carcasses, leaving officials to worry about infected ones being left, where they can spread the disease.
The North Star State is seeing a strong response to the first statewide season for young deer hunters. The Minnesota Department of Natural Resources says more than 5,700 youth hunters bagged a deer this season. That's a 77% increase from last year's hunt.
It's another night of high alert all across the Golden State of California.
Forecasters are predicting a repeat of those winds that have been fueling and spreading the massive wildfires ravaging from LA to wine country.
No letup in Northern California. The state's largest fire, the Kincaid Fire, growing to 118 square miles.
We still have 90,000 structures that are threatened and can confirm that 124 structures have been destroyed and 23 have been damaged.
Officials warning of more erratic and dangerous conditions in the hours ahead as the dreaded Diablo winds return.
What that means is a challenging afternoon and evening of strong, dry, offshore winds that will impact the fire area.
400 miles to the south in Los Angeles,
We don't see that much smoke in the air today, but we know that there are embers burning. This fire is still smoldering.
A day after flames turned the hills west of downtown LA into an inferno, forcing 20,000 from their homes. The fire chief warning residents to stay away with another round of dangerous Santa Ana winds expected this evening.
The wind gusts could be up to 50 to 70 miles per hour. It only takes one ember to blow downwind to start another fire.
Across California, 20 million residents on edge this evening, bracing for what Mother Nature's fiery fury may bring.
The bad news for evacuees is no one is going home in the next 24 hours. They have talk of repopulating on pause until this time tomorrow, and more evacuations could be necessary overnight.
In East Grand Forks, police are staying with the tradition that helps people pay off parking tickets while helping those in need. Until December 31st, they'll be taking non-perishable food items to pay off snow emergency parking tickets. Officers say during the last couple of years, they've donated more than 250 pounds of food to the local food shelf.
A major change-up to a song you most likely learned as a child is causing quite a stir on the internet. An educational music website for kids remixed the traditional ABC song.
As Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer learned, it's throwing a lot of people off.
I think it's terrible.
You think it's terrible?
I think it's terrible. It does not sound right.
You can't just change the alphabet. Did you hear the change?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
I don't know. It's weird.
You remember that song you learned as a kid? You know, the one about the ABCs. And do you remember squeezing the letters together between K and Q?
I was even singing with it on the radio, and then they paused in there, and I was like, no, you go LMNOP.
Apparently, it's such an issue that an educational music website decided to change up the structure of the song. As you might remember yourself, the letters LMNOP often get squished together during the song, making it sound like its own letter. But a lot of people, like Kelly Healy, don't think the change is needed.
I don't know. You learned your alphabet. I learned mine. We learned that LMNOP isn't one letter, right?
She's a mom of 6 and has done her fair share of teaching, singing, and of course hearing the alphabet song. And she says she plans to stick with the traditional version since it's always worked for her kids.
I guess I don't think it's weird. It's different and you don't expect it.
But for moms like Laura Luchin, the change doesn't bother her too much. However, she tells us when the time comes to start teaching the ABCs to her 11-month-old, she's also sticking with a traditional tune that she's used to. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
This version of the song was released back in 2012 and is just now gaining popularity on social media sites. It was originally posted on the website Dream English.
Kids in Minnesota now have the perfect way to practice reading aloud thanks to a program at Caring for Cats in North St. Paul. They can practice their reading skills with the help of some furry friends at the all-volunteer no-kill shelter as part of the Cat Tales program. Organizers say the program helps the kids and the cats who benefit from the socialization.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Well, things look pretty quiet right now on our Valley Skycam. Looking eastward down I-94, there was a few flurries on this camera earlier. I had zoomed in on that light right there and saw those somewhat large flakes wafting across the screen. Now things have subsided, at least here in the Fargo area, but we do have some snow showers continuing north of I-94 at this time, and they look to be winding down slowly but surely as we head through the rest of the night tonight. Right now at Hector International, it's 27 degrees. When you factor in that west wind, though, at 12 miles per hour, it feels like 17. So that's that wind chill I talked about a few moments ago. It's going to continue for the night and tomorrow morning at the bus stop as well. Notice the dew point, 14 degrees. A very dry air mass, and it's easier for an atmosphere to cool a very dry air. So I do expect temperatures in the teens and 20s as we wake up to start our day tomorrow. And we're already seeing areas like in the Devil's Lake Basin, Langdon, already at 18 degrees. So would not be surprised in those locations to the northwest to see low to middle teens waking up tomorrow morning. But right now, temperatures across Fargo, 27, 23 right now in Grand Forks, holding on to a 23 in Baudette and Thief River Falls. Fergus Falls right now sitting at 19. And of course, those wind chills, single digits in Devil's Lake, 5-degree wind chill for those folks to the north and west, but the wind chill at Fargo is 17, a little bit colder. Grand Forks wind chill at 11. So it's not even November yet, and we're already getting to those wind chills. But here's the big picture. Some snow showers mainly north of Canada, but we're seeing these two kind of lines of snow. One of these is actually a lake effect snow band coming off of Devil's Lake. You kind of see with that westerly wind across relatively warm water in the Devil's Lake Basin, that transitions into some lake effect snow. So in Grand Forks, maybe seeing some lake effect flurries at this time. And then farther south down I-29 near Page and south of Mayville, seeing another pocket of that maybe heavier snowfall, but not expecting too many impacts still with this light snow we are seeing here in a few locations this evening. Big picture shows the low pressure system that will slowly but surely exit toward the north and east. Some clouds, though, could linger in our eastern neighborhoods as that low pressure system is stubborn to clear tomorrow. So here's the rest of the overnight. You see some clouds lingering, but looks like partly cloudy skies do kick in by the bus stop time tomorrow. And there's those temperatures in the teens toward the north and west. But for most of us, I'm expecting upper teens to lower 20s at the bus stop with a little bit of a breeze. So definitely want that coat handy if you're out and about early tomorrow. And then as we head through the lunchtime hour, clouds will slowly start to wane in our western neighborhoods. A little bit of a breeze does return there in the western neighborhoods, but we will start to see those clouds really start to clear as we head toward dinner time tomorrow, as that low pressure system finally clears toward the north and east. Here's the hourly for us here in Fargo, at least low to middle 30s expected for those high temperatures. Still a west wind, though, at 10 miles per hour. So, and also take note, 18 degrees at 7 a.m. with the west wind at 8 miles per hour. So wind chill will be a factor. And so again, just make sure you have that coat handy and on the kids as they head to the bus stop. Expecting 20s and 30s for those highs with partly cloudy skies toward the south and west, mostly cloudy skies toward the north and east. And it's National Cat Day. Mike and Andrea, how about this shot of Shucks? Beautiful cat there, those eyes. Can't beat that. Thanks so much, Sarah, for sending that one in for us. And for Halloween, things look dry. But for the kids, it's going to be cold. It's going to be temperatures in the 30s for trick-or-treat time. And then for the weekend, we have temperatures in the high temperatures in the 40s as we turn the clock back an hour. Between now and then, Friday may see some more snow showers, but looks dry for the weekend.
All right. Thanks, Nathan.
Yeah.